Can you really sell a house in 7 days in central Pennsylvania? Or is that just a sales gimmick? Welcome to the Central PA Property Talk podcast from 717 Home Buyers, serving Lancaster, York, Harrisburg, Lebanon, Reading, and all of central Pennsylvania. I'm your host, Brian, here with my co-host, Chris.
Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast.
Now, Chris, sellers have every right to be skeptical about this. And to be clear, at 717 Home Buyers, we typically say we can get cash in your hand in as little as 7 days. And in a majority of cases, that is true. But there are times when it takes a bit longer.
Yeah, and that's where the confusion comes in. People hear 7 days and think that's guaranteed every single time. So what's the reality?
The reality is, yes, 7 days is absolutely possible, but it depends on a few key characteristics lining up. And more importantly, it depends on the difference between getting an offer fast and actually closing fast.
Right, because getting an offer in 24 to 48 hours is one thing, but having money in your account is a different finish line.
Exactly. So let's define what a true, smooth 7-day sale looks like. There are really about 5 key characteristics.
All right, let's walk through those.
First, clean title. No liens, no unpaid taxes, no ownership disputes. Second, clear ownership. One decision maker or multiple owners who are all aligned and ready. Third, no legal complications. Things like probate or estate issues aren't holding things up. Fourth, seller readiness. The homeowner knows they want to move forward and isn't still weighing options for weeks. And fifth, a straightforward property. No unusual situations tied to the property that require extra approvals or documentation.
So when all 5 of those line up, that's when the 7-day timeline actually works.
You've got it. That's when things move cleanly from offer to closing without delays.
Now, let's talk about what can slow that down, because that's probably where most people fall.
That's right. The most common slowdowns are things like liens, unpaid property taxes, or old title issues that show up during the title search. And those aren't always things the homeowner even knows about, right? Exactly. Sometimes it's something from years ago, an old contractor bill, a missed tax payment, or even a clerical issue. The title company has to resolve that before closing. What about inherited properties? I know that comes up, but we won't go too deep here. Yeah, just briefly, inherited homes can take a little longer if probate isn't fully settled yet.
And we actually did a full podcast on that recently, so we'll link that in the show notes if that's your situation.
Exactly. But the key point is, even when there are delays like liens or taxes or probate, we still aim to get those deals done as quickly as possible.
So instead of 7 days, what does that usually look like?
Typically more like 10 to 14 days, and the goal is always a win-win solution. Get everything cleared properly and still move as fast as the situation allows.
All right, let's make this real with a couple examples.
Sure. First, a smooth 7-day scenario. Imagine Mike in Lancaster. He owns the property outright, no liens, no complications. He's relocating for a job and needs to move quickly. He calls on Monday, gets an offer by Wednesday, accepts it, and closes the following week.
That's about as clean as it gets.
Exactly. Now let's look at a slightly more complex situation. Imagine Lisa in Harrisburg. She's selling a property that has a small tax lien and an old utility balance that shows up during title.
So now there's a hiccup.
Right, but it doesn't kill the deal. The title company works to resolve those balances, we coordinate everything, and instead of 7 days, it closes in about 12 days.
Still fast, just not lightning fast.
Exactly, and that's the reality most homeowners across central Pennsylvania fall into. Not perfect, but still very manageable.
Let's talk about the cost of waiting, because this is where timing really matters.
It does. If someone is holding on to a property, mortgage, taxes, utilities, that can easily be $2,500 to $3,000 a month. Even a couple extra weeks can cost you $1,000 or more.
So speed isn't just convenience, it's financial.
That's right, which is why understanding your real timeline matters so much. So what's the big takeaway here? Here it is. Yes, you can sell your house in 7 days in central Pennsylvania, but that happens when everything is clean and straightforward. If there are a few issues, most deals still close in that 10 to 14 day range. And either way, the goal is clarity, not hype. Exactly. Clear expectations, real timelines, and solutions that actually work for your situation.
So if someone's listening and thinking, I wonder where my situation falls, what should they do?
Start with a conversation. Call 717-321-SOLD or visit 717homebuyers.com. We'll walk through your situation and give you a realistic timeline. No pressure. Just straight answers. Exactly. Thank you for listening today. Be sure to check out our other helpful resources on selling your home fast for cash to 717 Home Buyers. We'll catch you next time on the Central PA Property Talk Podcast.